Hi everybody, it's Debbie from the Inspiration Station. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting on a new project, and I'm taking inspiration from this page here from Two Scrappy Friends in Ontario, Canada. That is a independent store, and they do a monthly calendar series, which is really absolutely beautiful. And this was the title page that they had done a couple years ago, and I really fell in love with it. So I started to make a page for this year, and this is where I'm at so far with it. I pretty much used the exact same idea that they did. The layout is the same. I loved how she had the stripes. Let me get it up closer. The stripes at the top of the tag and everything. So I copied that almost exactly. And I'm really enjoying how this is coming out. So this will be my year in review page, and it should be done by the end of the year. So that's awesome. I did use a Tracy Reed digital collection for the papers and the embellishments here. And I cut the numbers on my Cricut. So I liked it so much that I decided to do another page. And I have a new baby coming. Well, not me have a new baby. I have a new grandbaby coming in a few months, and it is a little boy. We do not know what his name is going to be yet, but I'm very excited. He will be our fourth grandson, and I want to get started on his album. So what I do for the kids, for each of my grandkids, I have done a 6x8 album, and I set it up basically by month, and put the photos in. And then I give it to them on their first birthday. But I also have a 12x12 album for each child. And as I'm making pages just with random photos or a bunch of photos from each birthday, I make 12x12 pages, and I put them in a separate album, and I plan to give those to the kids when they're older, probably their high school graduation or something. Anyway, this is one of the this is stickers that I got from Echo Park. They had a warehouse sale 2 weeks ago, I guess. They have warehouse sales at least once a month. So different things are on sale. Sometimes it's page kits, sometimes it's sticker books, sometimes it's ephemera. And honestly, I don't need any more stuff, but they had some really great 6x6 pads that I was looking at, and the sticker books were really reasonable. I think these sell for like $15, and on the sale they were $5. So I picked up a bunch of them, and I really liked this one, the color palette for it, for a baby boy, because it's not your typical baby blue, the pastels or anything. And for his brother, I had used a different Echo Park line that was blue and yellow and orange, and it was really fun and bright and vibrant. But this one I really like. I liked the colors of the gold and the brown and the green, very muted. So I just like it. And I think this is what I'm going to do for the 6x8 album. I'm going to use this color scheme. But I also want to do a page for the 12x12 album. And I decided I'm going to use the inspiration from Two Scrappy Friends and make a page just like this one. Instead of putting the year here, I'm going to put his name and probably his date of birth. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. That'll come later, because obviously I don't have a name for him yet. They'll tell me when he comes. But in the sticker book, they had these little stickers for each month. And on this page, what I ended up doing was stamping. I had a Heidi Swap roller date stamp, and I stamped the month on these little pieces of white cardstock that I cut with a die that looked like washi tape. And I really like the way that came out. But for this one, I'm going to use the stickers. And again, because I loved the way that she did hers with the stripes, I cut the paper that I had. This is the paper that I have currently is from Echo Park, It's a Boy, and it's got these great colors in it. It's not the same as this. This is Special Delivery Baby Boy, but the colors go really well. So I'm using the stripe. I cut the tags on my Cricut. I cut 13 of each, because just in case I mess up. So I will be gluing these down to make my tag and then putting the months on there. So I'm going to get started with that. So here I'm just going to take the top of the tags that I cut on my Cricut and attach them to the white tags, the cardstock tags. This was really easy to do on the Cricut. I just chose the size of the tag and then I repeated it 12 times. And then I cut one of the tags down to make that topper so that they fit perfectly. And you can see here I'm doing sort of an assembly line of putting them together. I found that was the best way to do it. They go together really quickly. Not going to make you watch every single one, I don't think. We'll see. Oh, maybe I did. I did speed it up though, so it didn't take quite as long. And then I decided to put the stickers up on foam pads. These are the 1/4-inch squares from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. And the only problem was they are exactly the same size as the sticker, so getting them lined up properly took me a little bit. So you'll see here I struggled a little bit getting them straight so that the pads wouldn't show. But eventually I got them all on there. And then I will stick those onto the tags so that I have all 12 months represented. Now, the paper that I chose for the background is a very old paper, and honestly, I don't think this company even exists. You can see there it was from 2018. It was a company called Foundations Decor, and they used to make wooden pieces like shadow boxes and home decor things, and they had come out with a line of sort of neutral patterns, these grids and polka dots and things for one season, I think. And I guess then they went out of the paper crafting business. I don't know. But I still have several of the papers, and I really liked that this yellow on cream was soft enough for the baby page, but it didn't compete with everything else that's going on. It gave some texture to the background, but not so much that it was in competition. So you can see here that I'm using my T-square ruler to line up the tags. I started in the middle at the 6-inch mark to get that center one put on, and then I wanted everything a 1/2 inch away from each border. And here you'll see when I flipped it around to do the top row, I almost messed it up. You see right here, I started to put the tags down and forgot that I had flipped the page upside down. So I did catch that luckily before I had everything else stuck down and corrected it. I think I tried to do that once more somewhere along the line here, but I'm just lining them all up, and then I will take the T-square and just make sure that the top row lines up mostly with the bottom row. It's not an exact science, but I didn't want it to be far off either. So I'm just going to use the T-square, make sure that the top and bottom rows are in alignment, and then I will put the 2 middle pieces on. Again, I'm 1/2 inch from the side, and you can see on my T-square ruler I put a piece of tape, a line of tape halfway through the ruler. That's at the 1/2 inch mark. It just makes it easier for me to see where I need to line that up on the edge of the page. Now this page is a grid, so I probably could have just used the grid markers, but I'm not sure that it was a perfect 1/2 inch, so I did use that line of tape, and it works really well for me. Okay, now that I've got everything lined up and the tags stuck down, I need to figure out what's going in here, which, excuse me, will be the plate that I'm going to put his name on. And I measured what I did on my previous page, and it's 4 by 6.5. Now, I realize that this is a really hideous color, but hear me out. If I take this and mat it, and then put the white on, it gives me a place to put his name. And it defines it. There's enough contrast then, because I am concerned with the white tags on the cream background that they don't show up well. However, I do realize that when I add the photos, which this is not the one, but that's going to, it's going to make them pull away. So you're not going to see the white on white so much. I did think about inking them, but I tried inking it on the last page I did, and I just really didn't like the look of it. So I think this is going to work. But now I'm kind of stuck at stopping where I'm at because he's not here yet and we don't have a name for him. So I think That's as far as I can go. Although I did have, there's a border in here that I would like to use, possibly along the bottom. And I don't know which one yet, whether it'll be the blue or the stars. The stars are kind of cute. Let's see how they look. I can always put them back on the sheet. So if I slide it up a little bit, I could do that, which helps bring some more color onto the page. So we'll see. We have that one. And there's also the green or the dark blue. I think that's way too dark, so we're going to skip that one. I think I'll probably go with the stars. Okay, and then I would like to make sort of a cluster down here, an embellishment cluster, and I think what I want to use, perhaps, is going to be the balloons, maybe up there. Get my powder tool. I can try that, see how that's going to look up there. Might have to go over a little bit more so that it's not covering that up. We have a teddy bear, we have Sweet Baby, full of joy, little fingers and toes. And maybe some of the stars I can add in as embellishments. Like that. I'm going to leave that off, so if I need to slide the photo under, I can. I'll leave that backing on there. After I had the stickers put down, I did want to audition some of the cardstock to see how it would look with a matte on the entire page, and I ended up with this sort of aqua color, and I cut the page, the actual page, down a ½ inch, or actually a ¼ of an inch on each side, so that the overall length would be 11½. And I'm going to gut this piece of cardstock out and then use that as the backing. So once I pop that out, I have that big piece that I can use on another page. Probably will end up being used in the 6x8 album for something. And I'm going to use some double-sided tape here. I like to use the tape rather than the ATG because I can just peel back a little bit of the backing and line the whole page up the way I want it so it's not off too much, and then pull the tabs of the tape out after I get it where I want it. That way, if it doesn't go down perfectly straight or centered, it's not completely stuck down and I don't have to tear anything to pull it apart. So I just line it up. See where you can see here, I'm just shifting it a little bit, press down the areas that are without the backing, and then pull the backing out, and it's stuck down perfectly. So I love doing it that way. So there is the final page. I'm going to have some close-ups at the end. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll come back again and see what I do on my next video. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day.